2020 is turning out to be an incredibly solid year for anime MMORPGs. We've had multiple anime MMO announcements, multiple confirmations that have people more excited probably than they have been in recent memory. The last time we were this excited about anything anime related was when we thought KurtzPel was going to be an MMO, and those dreams were crushed almost as fast as the content was consumed. So I thought it'd be a good idea to essentially do a video talking about the anime MMO slated for release over the course of 2020 and further going into 2021, which is essentially a follow-up video to the last video I released like this, which was back in January 2018, I think, and that video itself garnered over 700,000 views. Now, let me preface this by stating that as of this video going live, the closed beta registration for Blue Protocol is currently open. So if you're looking to get into the beta, please follow the link in the description and the pinned comment to apply before the time runs out. We also have a subreddit going for the game that we post updates and answer questions on, so if you want to stay updated with future announcements, make sure you join it. Blue Protocol is a beautiful, incredibly high-quality AAA Japanese MMORPG being developed by Bandai Namco. It could potentially be the biggest anime MMO ever. No joke. For their alpha test, they had over 5 million people register. That was 8 months ago. The game has since exploded in popularity, and it's likely there will be millions more interested in the closed beta. The game utilizes a beautiful cel-shaded graphical style and offers players large but segregated zones to explore. These zones are not in any way instanced from other players, meaning that you're capable of not only seeing but also partying and engaging in content with hundreds of other people. The world functions more like Final Fantasy XIV or Blade and Soul. Combat is free aim action, meaning that there is no tab targeting. However, there is the ability to enable like a lock-on function, which is primarily utilized by the mage and the archer, if I recall correctly. This is toggleable and is not at all required, but it seems to make general combat easier, while hitting critical hits and weak points is probably easier when you have the freedom to aim on your own. There's a pretty good character creation system available with a lot of customization provided. However, I have yet to see the kind of in-game customization options like outfits or even gear variants. PvP will be present in some form of instanced arenas with no open world PvP planned. The game is still currently in development in Japan right now, with the first official closed beta being held in March 2020. Bandai Namco have stated that they're looking to release the game this year in Japan and will likely have no IP blocks in place preventing us Westerners from playing it. While the English localized version is unlikely this year, the devs are definitely hinting at looking to release it as soon as its Japanese version is complete. The game is also expected to be completely free to play. Phantasy Star Online 2 just finished its first closed beta on the Xbox One. There were some hiccups along the way, but ultimately it went over pretty well. Some people thought that the game was a little too old to garner interest, yet there were so many people logging in that it completely overloaded the server, and that was just for the Xbox. I could not imagine if they'd released this onto the PS4 and the PC as well. While the game definitely can look a little dated, especially when comparing it to a game like Blue Protocol, it still has a certain amount of charm to it. Like the aforementioned game, it's also a AAA Japanese MMORPG, but developed by Sega. Phantasy Star Online 2 is one of the largest MMOs in Japan, and looks like it's going to be quite the success when it launches later this year. The game world is semi-instanced. Like, while it functions much like any other hub-based MMO, such as Vindictus or Soul Worker or Neverwinter, where in those titles you're limited to a few players per party and cannot see players outside of your party in the field, in PSO2 you can. See, there are various multiplayer areas that allow several groups of people to seamlessly occupy concurrently. This means that you can at times, while out questing, see random other players participating in the same content. Interestingly, you have several different weapon slots that you can swap between while out on missions, allowing for players to fill various different roles at any given time. There's a fair amount of customization available in terms of character creation, and that is surprising considering when the game was released. If the English version retains the outfits from the Japanese version, the outfit selection and subsequently the customization overall is going to be incredible. There's PvP currently in the form of the battle arena, but no open world or instanced world PvP. PSO2 is expected to undergo an open beta test in the near future, with the game launching onto the Xbox One in spring this year. The game has both a PC and a PS4 launch scheduled, with the PC launch rolling out later this year. The game is going to be completely free to play. Not much is currently known about Gran Saga. It was announced recently by NPixel, a South Korean developer whose experience was in the form of a single-player mobile game, albeit that mobile game was very, very highly successful, but you wouldn't expect their next project to be an MMORPG. Yet here we are with NPixel developing Gran Saga, a cross-platform MMORPG targeting both mobile and PC devices. This is one of the first MMOs that I have seen being developed with both platforms in mind, and it's going to be very interesting seeing where this ultimately ends up leading the market. Graphically, the game is about what you'd expect from South Korea. It's very, very detailed and incredibly flashy. From what we've been told, the game world is expected to be completely open world. We can see in the single trailer they've released up until this point, large, very open areas to explore. However, we also see what seems to be a world map of sorts, akin to what you'd find in something out of an old Final Fantasy or Tales of JRPG. I'm not sure how that's really going to factor into the open world exploration or how many players are even going to be able to occupy that kind of world map. Combat is pure action combat, at least from what the trailer has showcased. Since the game is going to be cross-platform compatible with both PCs and mobile devices, the complexity of the action is probably going to be much more limiting, I guess, than other games like Blue Protocol or Project BBQ. Likewise, there will probably be a limited amount of skills that are bindable to your action bar due to the limitations of mobile devices. There has been no word on character customization right now, whether or not you're capable of heavily altering your character or if it's something much more basic like hair colors and hairstyles. I mean, honestly, we don't even know if we're going to be capable of creating our own character at this point, but being as this is South Korea, a lack of customization would be highly unlikely. It is also unconfirmed if there will be any form of PvP, but it's unlikely to have open world PvP judging by the kind of game it is. Gran Saga is expected to launch a beta test of some kind this year. It's likely that we're going to be able to sign up as we get closer to the release date, even as Westerners, but the beta, which is likely going to be a closed beta, will probably be IP locked. Like both the previous games, Gran Saga has a very high possibility of being free to play. DokeV is an interesting title. It's being developed by Pearl Abyss and is completely different to anything they've ever created. But I'm excited because it's taking the known Pokemon formula and adapting it in a way that makes it much more of an open RPG than Pokemon games ever are. Little has been revealed other than a single trailer thus far, and thus we're left mostly speculating. We haven't even seen what the game's going to look like properly in-game with a full gameplay trailer, but nevertheless, we are left to assume the graphics won't be all that different to what's being displayed in the trailer, because why would they be? When the game was announced, 3 other games were as well, and all have been said to have the same graphics as is present in their trailers, so I believe it's safe to assume that we'll end up with something similar to what we're seeing. According to the official DokeV website, the game is going to be a complete open world MMO filled with story and monsters to collect. While the exact combat style is completely unconfirmed as of this moment, what we can see is that we, the player specifically, do not engage in combat in any capacity whatsoever. Instead, we send off our monster slaves to fight in our stead. Since information is limited, it hasn't been confirmed how extensive the character creation will be, but considering this is Pearl Abyss, and judging from the variety in the trailer, it's probably going to be pretty damn good. There's no info on PvP right now, but if there's PvP in-game, it will likely take the form of instanced Pokemon-esque battles. While there's no confirmed release date right now, DokeV is aiming to enter open beta registration this year. The game is expected to be free to play and will be available on both PC and consoles. Finally, there is Project BBQ. I use footage from the Project BBQ trailer every now and then because the combat just looks so damn good. But then again, we only have that one single trailer, and it's been a year since Nexon revealed any information on the game. Yes, Project BBQ is an upcoming MMORPG from Neepal and Nexon, the devs behind Dungeon Fighter Online. Actually, the 2 games share the same world and are connected through various means. Not much in the way of information has been revealed concerning the game thus far, but from what they have stated, the game is supposed to feature a seamless world filled with large, open fields to explore along with instanced dungeons. Graphically, the game is gorgeous. Interestingly though, the only content that we see seems a little linear, I guess, and the zones seem void of any other players, but I mean, I'm assuming that that's just to show the areas off. The combat looks like it could definitely give Blue Protocol a run for its money in terms of action combat. You'll have various different skills and combos to utilize in succession, and will have the ability to dodge and parry much like Dungeon Fighter Online. There has been no word at all regarding character creation or character customization in any form thus far. I don't believe Dungeon Fighter Online really provided much, if any at all, in the way of customization, so it's going to be interesting to see what Project BBQ offers. PvP isn't confirmed right now, but will likely feature instanced arena fights like its predecessor. The one thing stopping me from being truly excited with Project BBQ is the fact that the game has no release date scheduled, and the alpha and beta tests have been repeatedly delayed. With all of the issues that Nexon have been facing lately, it's not safe to say that the game will be available in some state this year, but then we're talking about both this and next year, so I don't know, I believe that Nexon aren't really dumb enough to wait yet another year to enter alpha and beta testing. The game is, however, expected to be free to play like all of their other games, and that is pretty much everything we have to look forward to right now, at least in terms of anime MMOs. I was going to include Genshin Impact in this, but you know, Genshin Impact has since been confirmed to instead be a multiplayer cooperative RPG instead, and then I was going to list Temtem as well, but Temtem is already available on Steam. It is exciting right now to be a fan of the anime genre. We have plenty of titles on the horizon. This might actually mark the return of popular anime MMOs, so this is definitely going to be interesting seeing where the market goes in the next couple years. But that's just my opinion, my impressions of the upcoming anime MMOs in the immediate future. What do you guys think though? Let me know down in the comments below and let's talk about it. Anyway guys, that is it for me. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all next time.
Someday soon, I'm gonna make